Hi, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're taking this video. Welcome to our new chair yoga session of the week. What a difference a week makes. It's don't know how the weather is where you are today, but here it is raining outside, which is good news for the garden and good news for the heath, which has been starting to look a little bit parched. So it's also good news for us doing chair yoga because it means A, it's not that hot anymore, but also B, being inside, being tucked up and not going outside is probably quite nice today. So welcome if this is your first chair yoga session. My name is Chrissy. And if you've been coming for the last few weeks, welcome back. It's lovely to see you. So I hope you're doing well. So for our chair yoga practice today, we need the usual. We need a chair, and we also need to make sure we have our legs in a comfortable position. So maybe you may need to pop something under your feet to elevate your feet slightly. So I'm just turning to the side so you can see. Ideally, we want our feet to be in a sort of 90-degree angle, just something comfortable so we don't create any discomfort in our knees here while sitting. So if you need to grab something, a pillow, a cushion, something to pop under your feet, go and do so now. Maybe pause the video for a second. Also, make sure you still drink plenty of water so you stay hydrated. For today's session, which is going to be a half an hour session where we're going to mobilize through the whole body, we don't need any specific props, so we just need our chair. Good. And before we get started, I'm just going to make sure I've got my digital clock set up. Otherwise, I'm going to run way over time. Good. So just setting that up now. Amazing. So if you're ready, you have got everything you need, then begin to shuffle yourself back on your chair all the way to the back of the chair so your lower back can rest down into your chair, and then bring the palms facing up on your knees. Pull the palms a little bit closer towards your lap so there's a sense of ease through the shoulders. And then push your feet away from the body a little bit. So allowing the thighs to really sink down. So just for a moment as we get started, letting go of any physical effort that you are holding. Take any little moves, any little wriggles that you need, maybe any final distractions that you just need to get rid of, closing the door, closing the window. And then allowing the eyes to close. Take a long breath in through the nose and a big sigh out. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling through the nose and sigh out. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhaling deeply and sigh out. And then allow your body to get heavy. Allow yourself to sink down into the chair and become aware of your physical body. Become aware of the contact points with the surface beneath you, starting at the sole of the feet, noticing the back of the thighs, the back of your seat, your lower back, middle back, upper back. And then notice how your body feels today. Are there any areas of discomfort for whatever reason? Maybe there's tension, tightness, or maybe even pain. If there is, just notice it with a sense of kindness towards yourself. And then noticing and making that little promise to ourselves that we are not going to push our body into places it doesn't want to be in during our practice. There's always options to modify and maybe even skipping postures altogether. And I say this quite often into our yoga classes when we're all together at the age exchange. But even if you just sit here for the next half an hour and you stay present in your mind and you breathe consciously, you are still doing yoga. Take another deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out. Allow the chin to roll down to the chest on the next exhale. So allow the back of the neck to get really heavy. If you're not sure, take a quick look at the screen. I've turned sideways and notice how this gives me a lovely, lovely double chin. That's what we want. So allowing that space to appear at the back of the neck, keeping the rest of the body exactly the same. And then from here, draw the chin over towards the right shoulder, finding a gentle stretch on the left side of your neck. Exhaling, come back to center. And then inhaling over onto the other side. And we're going to do this a few more times. Flow with your own breath, coming to center as you exhale. And as you're inhaling, finding that gentle stretch on the side of the neck. Good. Couple more times. How does your neck, your shoulders feel? These are the parts of the body that register stress and anxiety the quickest. So we begin to hunch as we begin to shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Make this your last one. Draw it over towards the opposite shoulder, and then back to center. Roll the head back up into an upright position, and still with your eyes closed, very slowly draw the chin over towards the right shoulder, and then all the way over towards the left shoulder. Good. So very slowly, deliberately shaking your head from side to side. How does your neck feel? Good. Let's do that one more time. And then allow the gaze to come back to center. Still holding there, we're going to start today's practice with a short round of pranayama. Pranayama is a technique in yoga where we control the breath, where we are lengthening it very consciously, first to the count of 4 and then to the count of 6. And we're then also lengthening the exhalation to the same count. So this pranayama technique just allows us to become aware of the breath and to find a slightly deeper breath. Now, the important thing is that if this does not work for you, if your breath feels in any way uncomfortable, it makes you feel tight across the chest, then ignore my counting and breathe in your own way, just a little bit more deeply. Good. So the eyes can still be closed here. I promise I'm not doing anything exciting yet. Take an inhale through the nose and then sigh out through the mouth. Again, inhaling through the nose and sigh out. Close the mouth, breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Exhale. And then let go of the count and allow your breath to settle on your own rhythm for this next half hour together. Maybe the count of 4, 5, 6, any more, any less, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then from here, still with the eyes closed, we're going to take the fingertips up towards the ceiling and find a little stretch here from left to right. Begin to rotate at your wrists and then slowly rotate your palms down into your lap. And as you do so, blink the eyes open as hard as it is and begin to shuffle yourself forward on your chair. So becoming in an upright position. As a little reminder, upright position means allowing the spine to be long. So you may not be able to see so much because I'm wearing a jumper today because it's actually quite cold. So I'm just flattening it. You can see we don't want to hunch into the lower back and we don't want to arch our lower back forward. If there's any sense of pain or discomfort in your lower back as you're sitting forward on your chair, then shuffle back and use the backrest for your support. It's important to be comfortable at all times. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down and release the arms by the side. Inhaling, reach the arms wide, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhaling, lower down through heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling, sweeping the fingertips high. Exhale, lower down. Good. One more time. Only go as far as it feels good. So this movement may look slightly different in your body, and that's okay. Exhale, lowering it down. Good. Keep the left hand on the left knee. Inhale, the right arm reaches high. And then exhale, sink the right arm over towards the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, sink it over to the side. Keep your right sitting bone grounding down into the chair here. So we will have a tendency to begin to lean over, but our seat stays nice and firmly rooted into the chair. One more inhale. Breathe deeply into the side of the rib cage. And exhale out. Inhale to center and then release the arm back down into onto your lap. Reach the opposite arm eye. Inhaling. Exhale, sink it over to the side. Inhaling, come back to center. Exhale over to the side. One more time, inhale. Exhale, sink it over, and then hold it there, grounding your left sitting bone down into the chair. If this is not good for your shoulder, then feel free to lower the arm to whatever position feels good for you. Maybe allowing the gaze to lift a little bit more. Take one more inhale. And exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release, and then straight away flow into cat and cow. So stay sitting forwards. I'm going to move to the side so you can see. Inhale to draw the chest forward. Lift the gaze. Exhale, rounding the spine, finding cat posture. Inhale, come back forward. The shoulder blades draw away from the ears. And then as you exhale, we round the spine, begin to tuck the chin to the chest. Yeah, we're going to do this a few more times, so feel free to close your eyes here if you want to become aware how this feels in your body. This may be a really big movement, it may be a really small movement, it doesn't matter. The important thing about yoga is that anyone can do it. We're all working with our own limitations, with our own bodies, our own injuries. So do whatever feels right in your body. Good. Last time. And exhale, come back to center. Good. Growing nice and tall, sitting up straight. And then draw the shoulders up to the ears and then back and down. Whew. Bring your fingertips onto the shoulders. Keep the spine long and find a little engagement for the lower belly. So if you were here last week, we've done this little pelvic floor awareness exercise. So keeping that lift there and then draw the elbows together as you inhale. Exhale, let the arms come back. Good. Couple more times. Inhale to reach. Exhale to lower. Good. One more time. This always feels tight. So if it feels tight in your body, that's absolutely normal. And then release. Good. We're going to go the opposite way. Now draw the elbows back behind you. Reach it high. Exhale to lower. Good. So imagine there's a pencil at the back, at the edge of your elbow, and you're trying to draw big circles onto the wall beside you. Good. Last time. And exhale, release. We're going to take it a little bit further in the shoulders. So if you have any issues with your shoulders, be very slow, very mindful here. Float the left arm up in front of you and then bring the thumb to the inside of your hand. Wrap the fingers around and begin to draw circles. Drawing circles, going one way and then go the other way. Good. If this doesn't feel good for your wrist or for your thumb, especially if you have arthritis or something, then let your hand be free and just rotate it gently. Good. Come to center, inhaling, spread the fingertips wide. So like this. Exhale to squeeze. Inhaling, spread the fingertips wide. Exhale to squeeze. Good. So we're squeezing, we're encouraging blood flow into the joints here. Inhaling to reach wide. Exhale to squeeze. And then the next inhale, we're going to float the arm up to the ceiling. And then exhale, let it sink down beside you. Good. Let's do this a few more times. Inhaling, reach the arm high. Excuse me. And exhale, sink it down. Good. One more time. Inhaling, reach it high. And if it feels good in your shoulder, at this point, allow the arm to sink back behind you. Come into the full rotation. Whew, this always feels quite crunchy for me. Inhaling to reach high. Exhale, sink it back. And this movement may be much smaller for you. And that's absolutely fine. Remember, there's nothing to achieve. There's nothing to prove in yoga. Exhale, release the arm back down. Let the hand come onto the knee and then close the eyes for a moment. Take a long breath in. And a gentle sigh out. And notice if you can find a difference in the way your left arm feels now compared to your right arm? Maybe the left arm, the arm that we just moved, feels a little bit more awake. Maybe it feels a little bit warmer, a little bit bigger, a bit more alive. That's the magic of yoga. A little bit of movement can make all the difference. And then as we are bringing our awareness onto these changes, observing how they're happening, our mind may find a little bit more ease. Blink the eyes open, straight away flow onto the opposite side. Extend the right arm forward, bring the thumb to the inside, wrap your fingertips round, give it a couple of twirls, a couple of rotations. Good. Inhaling, extend the fingertips wide. Exhale, give it a squeeze. Inhaling, reach it wide. Exhale, give it a little squeeze. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Good. And we forgot the rotations, didn't we? Oh, dear me. So thumb to the inside, wrap your fingers round, and then rotate. Good, going one way. Good. It's that weather, it makes me a little bit frazzled. And change direction, go the other way. And really go slow here. So this is about noticing, creating space here on the side of the wrist, the inside of the wrist. Good. And let's, for good measures, reach it wide one more time and give it a squeeze. Inhaling, float the arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, sink it down. Good. I'm moving to the side again so you can see what I'm doing. Inhaling to reach the arm high. Exhale, sink it down and maybe let the arm almost swing behind you if that feels good. So gradually increasing the range of motion in the shoulder. Exhale, swing it back. Last time, inhale to reach high. And as you exhale, let the arm fall behind you. Good. Inhaling to reach high. Exhale, let it sink back. And again, be very kind to yourself here. If it doesn't feel good, maybe skip that pose. And then release the arm back down onto your knee. Close the eyes. Take a long breath in. And a slow breath out. Good. Lovely. So hopefully feeling a little bit warmer across the upper part of the body, the arms, the wrists, the shoulders. So now we can move down onto our feet. So let's do a little bit of walking on the spot. So lifting the left heel, lifting the right heel, pedaling out the feet so we can begin to warm up here through the calf muscles, bringing a little bit of movement into the feet. Good. I'm going to stay turned sideways for just a moment so you can see in a moment where we're going from here. Now, the next exercise is completely optional. It might feel great for you or it might feel awful. So go very slowly. And if it doesn't feel good for you, then just skip this for a moment. It's just going to be a moment. So we're going to stretch into the front of the foot. So come up onto the right toes and then allow yourself to sink over. So we're stretching into the front of that foot. So this might be too strong for you. And if that's the case, then just stay here and lifting that right heel as high away from the floor as you can. You can do this with shoes or without shoes. I tend to practice without shoes, but if you prefer to practice with shoes, that's absolutely fine. And then swap sides. So coming over the opposite foot and then let it sink over if that feels good. If not, remember, just stay up on your opposite ball of your foot, keeping the heel lifted. Good. And then releasing down and a couple more moves to let it go. Let's warm up through the toes. So our favorite exercise, if you have been to my chair yoga classes at the Asia Exchange, you know this exercise really well. If you haven't, let's just bring a sense of humor, and we might all need a sense of humor, so let's bring it in. So we're looking down onto our feet. So check that you can see your toes. And if you're wearing shoes, that's okay. Still look at your feet. We're going to tell them what we want to do. So the balls of the feet stay grounded. And maybe some of you might even prefer to keep your hands down on the feet so you can really control what's happening. And we're just moving our toes. So the feet stay grounded. And as you inhale, we're going to lift all 10 toes away from the floor. Checking that at this point, we're not beginning to fall in or fall out with the feet. The feet stay grounded. So this is really to strengthen into the feet. It's building strength in the arches of the feet. Press the big toes down, but keep the other toes lifted. Inhaling, lift the big toes. Exhale, lower the little toes, just the little toes. And again, see if you can avoid that falling out, that rolling onto the outside edge of the foot that we all tend to do here. Lifting the little toes. Now press the big toe down and the little toe Keep the middle three toes lifted. And this is the point where you might have to go down and help your toes to make a little scaffold for your toes. And then lift all 10 toes. And then let's see if we can lower the second toe, the third toe, and the fourth toe. We're keeping the big toe and the little toe lifted. And this is like black belt level of toe gymnastics. This is really hard. So if it doesn't work for you, even if it feels like the toes are not moving at all, it's okay. Give it a try. And then release, pedal out the feet, let that go. Good. Shuffle a little bit further forward on your chair and then grab hold of your left leg from behind. Come onto the ball of the left foot, roll the shoulders up, back, and down, engage for the center, and then slowly begin to kick that foot away. So we're using our arms here for support. Check that we're not doing this as we're lifting the leg. If we are rolling into the lower back, draw yourself back forward and maybe even consider lowering that foot down towards the floor a little bit more. And then begin to point and flex the toes with your breath. So inhaling to go one way, exhaling to go the other way. Good. Don't look too closely at my feet. And slowly moving away. So we're just mobilizing a little bit through the foot. Good. Begin to draw circles, go one way. And if at that point you feel some little clicks, some little pops, that's great. And then go the other way. Lovely. And then hug the knee into the body. Exhale, let's kick it away. So a little bit of strength work here. Inhaling, hug the knee into the body. Exhale, kick it away. You can do this with the leg a little bit lower if it's a bit too hard to have the foot towards parallel with the floor. If this feels like you want a little bit more of a challenge, maybe for the last 2 times, try and take the arms away from behind your leg, but this is really hard. So even for me, this is quite hard. Last time, inhale, oof, and exhale, hug the knee into the body, really sit down and give your left leg a good squeeze right up here. You might find the sensation is almost as if your thigh is about to cramp. Maybe you have a little cramp, then give it an extra squeeze, an extra pat. Let it go. Awesome. And then it's come onto the other side. So grab hold of your right leg from behind. Come onto the ball of the right foot. Check that we're sitting up. We're not slouching. We're not falling back. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, kick that foot away. Begin to point and flex. Inhaling, pointing. Exhale to flex. One more. And exhale, and then begin to draw some circles. Go one way. Embrace the little clicks, the little pops. That just means we're bringing movement into joints that haven't had too much movement yet today. Change direction. Go the other way. Lovely. And then hug the knee into the body. Take a moment, sit up a little bit more. Exhaling, kick the leg away. Inhaling to hug it in. Exhale, kick it away. Notice how we need to engage our core here for support. Inhaling, hug it in. Exhale, kick it away. Last 2, maybe take the arms away if you want to. Exhale to kick. Oh, this is very hard actually. One more time, inhale. Exhale to kick it away. Oh, and then really sit down. Give your thigh a squeeze, let that go. And let's release that out through a forward fold. So for the forward fold, bring your forearms onto the knees and then allow your upper body to sink down. So I'm going to turn to the side. Either staying here, if you want to go a bit further, we can release the hands down onto the floor, maybe onto your feet. Good. So letting go, allowing the lower back a little bit of space, a little bit of release. Take a long breath in. And a big sigh out. One more inhale. And exhale. And then walk your hands back up the knees. Coming back into a seated position and close your eyes for a moment. So let's come back to our breath. Finding that slow, gradual rhythm again. Allowing any effort to release. And then if you want to, join me for a round of sun salutation. So that sequence, that movement and flow that we've created, combining all the movements we have just done together. Take an inhale through the nose. And then exhale through the nose, blink the eyes open, release the arms by the side. Inhaling, reach the arms high towards the sky. Exhale to lower down through heart center. 2 more times. Inhaling, reach the arms high. Exhaling to lower. 1 more time. Inhaling, sweep the arms wide. Exhale to lower. Bring your hands onto the knees. Inhale, draw the chest forward, open the heart, come into cow posture. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, cat pose. 1 more time. Inhale, draw yourself forward. And on the next exhale, we're going to fold forward. So bring the forearms onto the knees, maybe all the way down to the floor. See what works best for you. Let the head sink down. Take an extra breath in here and a slow breath out. And then let's move into a twist. Inhale, the left fingertips open up towards the ceiling, or maybe keep the hand on the knee and find a gentle twist that way. Exhale to look down. Inhale, reach the opposite arm up towards the sky, or maybe keep the arm on the knee to find that gentle twist. Exhale to lower. Inhaling, walk your hands back up the knees, draw the chest forward, open the heart. Exhaling, round the spine. 1 more cat pose. And then inhaling, sweep the fingertips high, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And exhaling, lowering down through heart center. Release the arms onto the knees. Take a long breath in. And a slow breath out. Inhaling again. And exhale. And then just for a moment, observe how your body is feeling. Sense of aliveness, maybe tingling, maybe there's heat in the body. Noticing again any areas of tension, of tightness or discomfort. Have they changed or are they still the same? Either way is absolutely fine. Let's just be aware of it. And then slowly blinking the eyes open and rolling the shoulders up, back and down. Beautiful. So before we come into our relaxation, let's finish off with a twist. So twists tend to be quite freeing for the spine. They're creating space for the body. Now twists, we must be careful because if they feel uncomfortable, if there's any pain, definitely don't push through the pain. In fact, never do that in yoga, but in twists especially, because we want to protect our spine. Our spine is precious. So let's treat it that way. So to come into the twist, we have a couple of options. It's a slightly deeper twist to what we've been doing so far. The option 1 is to take the right foot and cross it in front of the left. So this is a great option if you have any pain or discomfort in the hips or lower back. If you want to go a little bit further, we can take the right foot and cross it on top of the left. So see what feels better for you. Now, option 3, if you want to go a little bit further and you feel like your hips are happy, and this is really only for very happy hips, then we can allow the right ankle to come onto the left knee. So we're adding a little hip stretch that way as well. But this is like, again, moving up towards black belt level here. So find your variation. So either the legs crossed or crossing the right ankle in front of the left. I'm going to go for the ankle crossing options. Then take the left arm behind you. The right arm comes over onto the left knee. Lengthen the spine, inhale. And as you exhale, slowly begin to draw your left shoulder back behind you, drawing it over as far as you can, and then allow the gaze to follow. Take a long breath in. And on the exhale, maybe twisting a little bit deeper. This might just be a millimeter or 2. Inhaling slowly and exhaling to twist. Last breath in. Exhale out. And inhale, come back to center, release the twist, bring your arms up into a cactus shape, and then take a counter rotation over the opposite shoulder. Good. Inhaling back to center, and then release. And we're going to swap sides. So uncross your feet or remove uncross your knees, and then moving on to the other side. So the left ankle crosses in front of the right knee, or the left knee crosses on top of the right, or option 3 is to slide the ankle on top of the knee. So this is quite strong for the hips. So only attempt is if you know that your hips feel happy, your back feels happy. Good. If not, take any variations that you would like to. The right arm comes behind you. So this is our support. Just make sure that our spine stays long. The left hand over onto the right knee. Lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, begin to draw the right shoulder back behind you. Good. Once you feel like this is as far as the twist is going to go, then allow the gaze to follow. Draw the lower belly in, lengthening through the spine as you breathe in. And as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Close the eyes. Take another 2 breaths like this. So on the inhale, you're finding a little bit more expanse, a little bit more space. And then as you exhale, release, come back to center. We're going to float our arms up into cactus shape. And then finding that gentle counter rotation. Inhaling back to center. And then exhale, release the arms, uncross your feet. And let's shuffle back on our chair, back into our starting position. So position where the feet are a little bit further, pushed away a little bit further from the body. Got there in the end. And then allow your upper body to settle into the chair, palms facing up or down, whatever works for you. Swallow a couple of times. Maybe even move your jaw around. Allow the eyelids to close. And then let's take a long breath in through the nose. And a big sigh out through the mouth. Long breath in. And sigh it out. Last breath here. And sigh it out. And allow your body to get heavy. Letting go of any tension, any effort you're holding in the body. And this might take a moment. And a technique that allows us to slowly, gradually switch off through the whole body is a body scan. So as I am mentioning a part of your body, bring your awareness onto that body part and imagine you're switching it off, almost like switching a light switch. Bring the awareness onto the sole of your right foot, top of your right foot, right toes, ankle, lower leg, right knee, right upper leg, and the right side of your hip. Let your right leg release down into the earth. Moving on to the sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left toes, ankle, lower leg, left knee, left upper leg, and left side of the hip. Releasing the left leg down, let it be heavy. Softening the belly into the lower back, middle back, upper back, right shoulder, right upper arm, elbow, right lower arm, top of the right hand, palm of the right hand, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Releasing across the chest into the left shoulder, left upper arm, elbow, lower arm, top of the left hand, palm of the left hand, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Releasing all the way up the neck, across your throat, softening the jaw, tongue, cheeks, nose, eyes, forehead, and across the whole top of your head. And for a few moments, allow yourself to rest here, being present in the body and in the mind. And if your mind should choose to wander off, notice where it's going to and then bring the awareness back. Slowly, without moving, begin to become aware of the sounds around you. Noticing the obvious sounds first, my voice, anything near you that's grabbing your attention. And rather than getting involved with it, just label it. And then move on to the next sound, counting as many sounds as you can find. And then begin to deepen your breath without any rush, drawing in a little bit more air into the body. Feel the belly, the rib cage rising. And then invite some gentle wriggles through your fingers and toes, little moves. Swallow a couple of times. Allow the head to shake from side again slowly, from side to side. And with your eyes still closed on the next inhale, take the fingertips up towards the ceiling and find a good full body stretch, waking up the body, ready for a beautiful day ahead of you. And then release the palms down in front of heart center. Palms touch. Our Anjali Mudra, hand gesture that signifies kindness and compassion towards each other, but also towards ourselves. Let's take a moment to honor our effort of making time in your day to practice. Let's honor that, our bodies and each other. Gently bow the head. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you've enjoyed this. As always, if you have any questions, thoughts, or comments, please let me know. You can contact me on phone or email. All the information is on our website, blackheathyoga.co.uk. Oh, and I've got an update on the cuckoo. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about because you haven't been here last week, feel free to close the video now. But I've heard from Maggie, one of our chair yoga participants, that she has once seen and heard a cuckoo right near where I live now, near the John Ball Primary Playground. And in fact, this is exactly where I'm looking out for now. So I'm pretty sure it's a cuckoo, and it might be even a descendant of that cuckoo that Maggie saw in the 1950s. At least that's what I like to believe. So I'm going to keep my eye out for the cuckoo. In the meantime, my garden has been very happy with all that rain. I'm sure your gardens feel the same. I've had a bit of I have got right behind me, there's an apple tree which has got lots of apples, which the parakeets have been enjoying. The cheeky little things have been stealing my apples, which is quite funny to watch, actually. I don't mind. There's plenty left, so hopefully there'll be some left when they actually arrive. Anyway, enough about birds and apples. Always a pleasure. Let me know if you have any questions. If not, I will see you guys again next week. Bye bye.